Good evening. Hello and welcome to the India Development Debate. I'm Nayantara Rai in New Delhi. The phase 2 of the crucial Lok Sabha elections is going to decide the fate of 95 constituencies is finally over, marking a low turnout in urban seats of Bengaluru, Chennai, and as usual we've seen incidents of violence and rigging reports coming in certain parts of West Bengal. In 2014, the BJP had won 27 of these seats, the Congress in 12 and AIDMK 36. The current situation is vastly different. The AIDMK is broken. The Congress has successfully sealed its seat-sharing form in Bihar, Tamil Nadu and Maharashtra. Arch-rival Samajwadi Party and the BSP have embraced each other with one aim in mind, to beat the BJP and Narendra Modi. The BJP is looking for greener pastures in Orissa and Bengal. Till 5 p.m, the voter turnout in this phase remained nearly the same as 2014, barring Tamil Nadu, where the turnout seems to have decreased quite significantly. What does this turnout indicate, if anything at all? Can BJP gain in Seemanchal? Will Congress scuttle the pitch for the Mahagatbandhan? Is the DMK going to sweep in Tamil Nadu? That and a lot more coming up in this edition of the India Development Debate tonight. And joining me, Syed Zafar Islam, the spokesperson for the Bharatiya Janata Party, Mohammad Khan of the Congress, Nija Chaudhary, a well-known political commentator and columnist, R. Jagannathan, the editorial director, Swarajya Magazine, and S. Murari, a well-known senior journalist. Thank you all very much for joining us here on the India Development Debate. Mr. Murari, I'm going to come to you first. Tamil Nadu, barring Vellore, where we're not seeing elections today as decided by the Election Commission and endorsed by the President, 38 seats went to polls. The turnout, as we know right now, seems to indicate it's going to be below what was recorded in 2014. Tamil Nadu traditionally plays the kingmaker. How can we forget, for example, that tea party that had been hosted by Subramanian Swamy with Jayalalitha and Sonia Gandhi? Do you think in 2019, once again, Tamil Nadu is going to play kingmaker now that you know the voter turnout isn't as high as had been envisaged?
Now, first of all, the role of Tamil Nadu as a kingmaker is not going to be true anymore. Main reason for the low turnout was the absence of two tall leaders. One was Jayalalitha, the other was Karnataka. I remember a very profound statement made by Jayalalitha way back in 1989. She said, it's not enough if you have a vote bank. They claim membership of 1.5 crore or something like that. It's not enough if you have a vote bank. You have to galvanize the voters and bring them to the booth. That is where the campaign counts. Obviously, her absence is felt very keenly because the two leaders of the ADMK, Paneerselvam and Edappadi, cannot match Jayalalitha's charisma. As far as the DMK is concerned, Stalin at a disadvantage in the sense he stepped into the shoes of Karnataka even when he was ailing as a working president, and he led the campaign up front in 2014 and 2016. And 2016 he nearly won 89-90 seats out of 234, and maybe in another 30 seats he lost ADMK in a very close contest. So the advantage is that committed vote of 30% or something may still be there for him in this election also. Traditional wisdom is, if there is a low percentage, it is in favor of the ruling establishment. Anti-incumbency only is there will be high turnout. That may not be the case here because ADMK is going to be affected more, and BJP in any case doesn't have much of a pressure, riding piggyback on ADMK with just 5 seats, contesting only 5 seats, and Congress also about 9 seats, plus 1 in Pondicherry. As of now, I see advantage DMK Congress alliance, but ultimately the votes here, as you said, the kingmaker, that may not happen because as you see, BJP is no presence in down south except in Karnataka where 28 seats are there. It may get up, even if it gets about 14 or 15, it's not going to make a difference. Whereas it is, what will count is Bihar, Orissa, West Bengal, Maharashtra, UP, particularly Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh. These are the states which are going to decide again. Where the Congress, whatever advantage of the south.
Okay, I take your point, Mr. Murari. I need to go to my other panelists as well, and let's continue to first talk about Tamil Nadu, and then we'll talk about Karnataka as well. Mr. Jagannathan, if I can come to you now. You just heard what Mr. Murari said. He doesn't think that Tamil Nadu is going to play the role of kingmaker anymore. In 2014, Jayalalitha, the AIDMK, they bagged 37 of the 39 seats that were on offer. We talk about a DMK sweep. Do you think it's going to be what the AIDMK managed to do in 2014? And did the BJP, in a desperate move, in a desperate time, with that tax rate on Kanimoi, which, let's face it, didn't turn out to be successful since money was not recovered, actually make it worse and which could lead to more sympathy votes actually coming in for the DMK in Tamil Nadu?
No, I don't think any great sympathy vote is there for anybody this time. I think, as Murari said, the key question is the two polarizing opposites are not there to bring out the bulk vote. So this time people will actually vote on very local issues, on very local constituencies. So and there are fairly two balanced sides. Actually, you have the what do you call, the ADMK, PMK, and Vijaykanth and BJP alliance has a certain grouping of castes, and the DMK has another grouping of castes. Then there is a third grouping under the TTV Dinakaran one, which is trying to eat into the ADMK. My guess is this time it will not be a one-way sweep either way. It will be a very split vote, where I think some parts of Tamil Nadu will vote in favor of the Edappadi Palaniswamy and the rest. But the bulk of the votes will probably go to DMK. And there is a very low, relatively low turnout, because I think the involvement due to the absence of tall leaders is very high this time, very low this time. So I think people are going to vote on very base factors. And one of the reasons why you saw so much money going around in Vellore, the election of which was cancelled, is because when everything is equal, money makes the difference. That's what it's going to be. There will be lots of money that has already been thrown. And Vellore is probably not the exception, but it probably got found out. I think it's happened in all constituencies. Lots of money has flowed, and everybody knows it's an open secret. But let's see what happens. My guess is it's not going to be a sweep by any party this time.
Neerja Chaudhary, please come in. Do you agree with what Jagannathan has said, that there is not going to be a sweep? A lot of the experts believe that DMK was indeed going to sweep Tamil Nadu, even if not like the kind in 2014 we saw the AIDMK do. And do you agree with his theory there that look at the cash that has come in, the money? And I should point out, it's not just money, gold being discovered, liquor, contrabands, drugs that has come into play. And you know, the BJP did field Narendra Modi in Tamil Nadu. Look at the kind of rallies he was doing. He was a star campaigner in Tamil Nadu, promising that you know, Air India flights, the language spoken would be Tamil. He spoke about railway stations, etc., names being changed. Do you think it failed to work, the Modi magic in Tamil Nadu?
I think from all accounts, Mr. Modi is the factor in the 2019 elections in large parts of India, particularly in the Hindi heartland and the western part of India. But it does not seem to be a factor in the south, barring Karnataka. And in Tamil Nadu also, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, except the Congress is there, Telangana, Andhra, even Karnataka, it's the regional parties that are playing a dominant role. So I think what we are seeing, a fall in the percentage of polling is, of course, absence of the tall leaders Jayalalitha and Karunanidhi is certainly a factor, but and of course, DMK has been divided, though it's struck up alliances very effectively. If you look at the arithmetic, they should do well, but that's not the way things seem to be panning out. And somewhere I think the DMK is emerging as the front runner there. So as one of the Tamil Nadu politicians put it very well, arithmetic goes towards the DMK side, but chemistry seems to be on this side. And this is a contentious election, high stake election, and usually what happens is, you know, if poll percentages fall, it's seen as a vote for the incumbent. But in contentious elections, both sides mobilize a lot, and that's what we are increasingly seeing. So the traditional way of reading the poll percentage, I think, would be not correct. It's a much more complex formula now.
Okay, I'll now come to the two spokespeople we have from the political parties on this one. If I can come first to you, Zafar. You know, it was being seen as a desperate move by the BJP on what happened day before yesterday when Kanimoi's residence was raided by the tax department and no money was seized. Do you concede that might act against you in Tamil Nadu at a time when the election campaign, a lot of the political pundits believe the Modi magic has not worked either?
It's very strange when somebody makes this kind of observation that income tax authorities, if they are, in this case it was not even income tax authorities, they just accompanied two people who have been asked by the local authorities and election commission's representative to accompany to an income tax authority. It was not a raid by income tax authority, but if the people who are actually keeping a large amount of cash with them are not the offenders. The authorities who are actually, they are not wrong, but the authorities who actually go and check are the ones who have been portrayed as they are doing something very wrong. See, if they are keeping cash which is unaccountable, which is unaccounted for, which is illegal, and if there are some information, if the authorities are going to check, I think they should be welcome. And nobody should have any problem, and it is nothing to do with the Bharatiya Janata Party or for the central government. It is very unfair when the authorities do their work, income tax, particularly when income tax rates, they blame Modi ji. When the surgical strike happens, it is done by one of the other department of the government, it's armed forces, and the air strike, then they blame, they say that it's not Modi ji, it is the armed forces. Unfortunately, this kind of politics will not work. The fact is that the authorities are in all the agencies, authorities, the different departments of government, who have the independence, they work independently away from the government without taking any guidance or instruction, without any interference. And this kind of a statement is absolutely...
I take your point.
This kind of a statement is,
I don't know if the statement is completely uncalled for, because even when the income tax department is working for the election commission, I don't know who's going to sign on the file for the income tax department to raid the incumbent government or to raid Bharatiya Janata Party politicians or their alliance partners. Mohammad Khan, I'm going to come to you. You know, I'm not going to talk so much to you about Tamil Nadu simply because you're piggybacking on the DMK, and that has been your strategy. This time round is working out for you. So let's talk about Karnataka instead. You know, the infighting that we're seeing between the JDS and the Congress, you couldn't get your house in order. That infighting, there's a serious threat it could act against you, could actually help the BJP, which has a stronghold in Karnataka. You saw that close contest, and in the last couple of months, instead of making your consolidating with the JDS, we've seen in fact more infighting. It's going to work against you.
I'll answer your question first, but then please allow me 30 seconds to respond to Mr. Zafar Islam. First of all, our house is in order in Karnataka. It is attested to by the fact that our leaders stand together shoulder to shoulder and have campaigned extensively for each other. As Dr. Singhvi had pointed out when he was asked the same question in a press conference, he said, in any relationship, there are bumps. But like a happy couple, we resolve them and we move forward. And that's what you've seen with our relationship with the JDS. In fact, Nayantara, you would note that despite the BJP's most heinous and egregious attempts to try and break the union, they used all manner of money power, and we recorded them. We have their senior leaders on tape. We played it out before the media. We invited the CBI to carry out an investigation. Despite the worst efforts of the BJP, they have been unable to break the alliance that has stood for almost a year now and will continue to stand, much to the BJP's consternation. Having answered that question, I want to move to Mr. Zafar Islam's points. Mr. Islam, the point Nayantara was making is simply lost on you. I'll explain why. No one has any objection. No one on this panel or any...
before we don't... Mohammad, I'll give you that time,
so let
but
me
we've
respond to
done
him.
debates. You in fact have been on India development
but
debate.
Nayantara, he spoke, so let me respond to him.
Okay. Very quickly.
Nayantara, he spoke, so
very quickly.
Thanks. Yeah, so I'll quickly say this, 30 seconds. The problem here is a double standard, Zafar Islam Sahab. In 5 years, not a single leader of the BJP, not even a single worker of the BJP has been raided. There are 2 instances this time. One in Arunachal Pradesh, Pasighat, where a convoy of your chief ministers and senior BJP leaders was raided by a flying squad on a complaint by Congress workers. 1 crore 80 lakhs were recovered. We followed up with the election commission, got an FIR registered. The second example is the 8 crore rupees recovered from your leader in Hyderabad, which he claims he withdrew from bank accounts and gave some sort of a silly explanation that he needed to pay vendors with.
See,
in digital India, no less.
Can I just
sir,
respond to that?
Please, by all means, carry out raids. As you know, nothing is found. But apply the same standard to yourself. अगर आप में हिम्मत है तो, अगर हिम्मत है तो आप भी आइए.
Zafar, you both have made your points. Zafar, you both made your points. Let's talk about the phase 2 of elections. Okay, let's talk about phase 2 of elections. If I could now go across to Mr. Murari. Mr. Murari, would you agree that in Karnataka, would you say the BJP is at an advantage? But first I want to talk about the voter turnout. What's going on? It's a long weekend coming up. So is that the reason why you've seen such a bad turnout in the urban areas? Look at South Bengaluru, for example. Clearly the urban voters have not come out today. Would you blame the long weekend for that?
No, it can't be the reason. The reason is it is going to be BJP has a base in Karnataka. It's undoubtedly, it is reflected the last Lok Sabha Assembly elections also. Won about 104 seats, nearly made it, but for the fact that the Congress propped up JDA. Yes, you know that. But that same pattern is continuing. It's an unusual alliance, uneasy alliance, whatever it is. But so long as the JDS and the Congress stay together, BJP will have a formidable task in getting the numbers. So, at the national level, whether one is Congress JDS alliance to continue or Rahul Gandhi or Modi, that's going to be the factor there. As far as Karnataka is concerned, it will be even Steven. But the projections are that maybe 14 out of 28 BJP may get, the rest may go to the Congress and the JDS. But Andhra, Kerala, as you said, it is UDS. And Andhra, Telangana, everywhere, it's going to be Congress, the regional parties, I have rightly said. Tamil Nadu, as far as Tamil Nadu is concerned, somebody said it's not going to be a sweep. I really don't know about that, whether the sweep, it may be a repeat of 2009 when there was a divided verdict. But even if there is no sweep, how many seats the BJP gets? So it's contesting only 5 seats and Congress only 9. Whereas if Congress, DMK alliance gets more seats, yeah, maybe they will be still in the opposition if they don't make it to the form the next government, because Rahul Gandhi has to be acceptable to other non-opposition parties, non-BJP opposition. That is a big question. Only Stalin has projected him; others are still to accept him. That it depends on the composition of the coming Lok Sabha. What will be the numbers each party will have, the permutation combination.
I wanted to talk more about Karnataka as well. So I'm going to now, I've already asked you about it, and it's a 40-minute long show, so we have to try and cover as much ground as possible. R. Jagannathan, if you could come in, when you look at Karnataka and for the BJP, everybody talks about a close contest. The BJP has made it clear that it's once again going to rely on Narendra Modi. Look at South Bengaluru, a 28-year-old first-time candidate being fielded, maybe because the BJP knows that it's going to rely particularly on Narendra Modi, so it doesn't even matter who they're putting up in an important seat, which is seen as South Bengaluru. For the Devi Gowda family, if reports are to be believed, if psephologists are to be believed, whether, Tumkur, Mandya, Hassan, none of these seats are being seen as safe. It's a big risk and a lot at stake, and this could in fact decide going forward with what happens to JDS and Congress.
Yeah, I think the JDS Congress marriage has been an unhappy one so far, though they had to patch up in order to put up a strong front to get the BJP down from its 17 seats last time. But I think if the arithmetic works on the ground in some places, I think they should claw back an extra seat or 2 from what they got the last time. But the BJP's advantage is, there has 2 basic advantages. Most of its votes are concentrated in specific seats where it tends to dominate. So its vote is not distributed equally across the entire state. That is why I think the concentrated parts do well, like say for example the coastal Karnataka, northern Karnataka, South Bangalore and something. It is very weak in areas like Mysore and that region. So where the Vocaligas are strong and where the Congress is also has some strength. So I think the expectation is that BJP will lose 2 or 3 seats from last time, and what, as Murari said, I expect that they will probably end up with 14 each. That's the most likely outcome. It will probably win South Bangalore, but it's a toss-up in Central Bangalore and North Bangalore, where the opposition and minority candidate and all will make a huge difference.
Okay, let's now go talk about the other parts of India. Nija, if I could come to you, and let me begin with Assam, where so much has been said about the Citizenship Amendment Bill. We've heard what Amit Shah has also had to say when he's talked about that whole issue, which became a major, which didn't go down well with a lot of religious communities for kind of obvious reasons. But do you think that those kind of statements actually cemented BJP's position in Assam and the seats that have gone to poll today?
No, I think Assam is going to be problematic, even though the AGP has come back to the BJP. It had distanced itself, delinked itself from the BJP. And even as Hemanta Biswa Sarma, the Deputy CM, has been expressing confidence, Mr. Amit Shah has categorically stated after the bill was put on the back burner, couldn't get through, he categorically stated that the bill they will pass when they come back to power, if they come back to power. Now that message to Assam as well as to the tribal groups all over North India has not been so reassuring. Last time the BJP got 7 seats out of 14 in Assam. Will it be able to maintain that? Will it lose some? In the rest of Northeast India, to me, Northeast was like a reasonably sized state, 25 seats, where the BJP had upped its tally and had been working in this area. I feel the Citizenship Amendment Bill has done it damage, and we'll probably see it on May 23rd, the impact of that. Just one thing on Karnataka, last time when BJP got 17 seats, and even now, during the assembly elections, one heard a lot of people say, now we are voting for the JDS or the Congress, but 19 for Modi. But the difference is that both the JDS and the Congress are combined together, which was not the case earlier, and they're putting up a fight. So wherever the opposition has combined, even though many people want to give Modi another term, this combined opposition is actually stemming that move towards power. It's standing there in the way. So where the final numbers are going to pan out remains to be seen.
Mohammad Khan, let's talk about Bihar with you. Katihar, Purnia, Kishanganj, Banka, all these Seemanchal seats had been won by the opposition in 2014. But the problem now is that the JDU and Nitish Kumar are back with the NDA, they're back with the BJP. Is this going to impact the Mahagatbandhan? Is this going to impact your prospects?
The point I was making was that Bihar has seen a significant set of political changes over the last 4 years. The people have not forgotten how Nitish Kumar was given a mandate for an alliance with the Congress and Lalu Prasad Yadavji's party. He has betrayed that mandate, and the people will not forgive him for that. Also, in parallel, there has been a historic and meteoric rise of young Tejasvi Yadav along with the Congress. So this election of all states, the one state where you can clearly predict that will go to the Congress alliance, it is Bihar. That's all I have to say.
We're also running out of time, so I'm going to come to you now, Zafar, from that unfortunate case of the reporting of violence that has taken place today in West Bengal. It's unfortunate that we saw sporadic violence being recorded in phase 1. It's being recorded in phase 2 as well. The problem is that, this is considered to be a repeated offense in West Bengal, something that we've been talking about a lot since the last time the panchayat elections had also been held. What is it that we can expect from the ruling government to do with the Election Commission? Because, your case always has been about a breakdown of law and order.
See, law and order is a big problem in West Bengal. I mean, the state administration, which is actually responsible for law and order, is something, they are the one who is actually the architect of this situation what we are in today. they everywhere, the goons which has been patronized and given support by the local administration are the ones who are attacking the innocent BJP Karyakartas and RSS Karyakartas. And even if you can recollect that in earlier elections, many people have not been able to file their nominations, panchayat election, because the goons were threatening them that if should you go there, you will be beaten. And we have seen the kind of violence they resort to with the support of the local administration. I must admit, and I must tell you that this is support the goons are getting from the state administration and the local administration, and this is something which we have to deal with. The paramilitary forces today have been deployed there, and to some extent they did take action and in fact removed all these goons from the polling booth. But still it's a long way to go, because West Bengal's violence is totally supported by and orchestrated by the Mamata government, and Mamata government only feels that they know that they have lost the confidence of the people of West Bengal, and the only way they can do that, they can survive by resorting to violence. But this time she will be up for a huge surprise. She will get the shock of her life on 23rd of May, because we are going to get huge number of seats. Unlike in the past where we got 2 seats in 2014, this time we are sure we'll get at least 23 seats. So that is what we and that.
Do you think that's really possible that Didi is going to get the shock of her life? Nija, do you believe that Didi is all set to get the worst shock of her life on May 23rd, and BJP is going to make such big inroads into West Bengal?
I think, yes, people are saying there's a real mahal being created by the BJP in several seats, and that it might go up by 6, 7, 8 seats this time. I don't know. I'm not having been to West Bengal, but Mamata Banerjee is a tough leader, and she knows her Bengal, and she will do her utmost to stop the BJP juggernaut. So it's going to be, as we are seeing, it's going to be violent in many parts. Probably the maximum violence may take place in Bengal than in any other state. Because again, I say the BJP is expanding its footprints in the east, wanting to do it. It is going to lose in West India and North India because it had peaked last time. It's bound to lose. It will come down, even if you take an average of 4, 5 seats in 6, 7, 8 states where it had peaked, it means a loss of 35 to 40 seats. And UP also it's going to lose from the 71 seats it had got last time, given the Gathbandhan. So where does it make up? It makes up in East India, particularly in West Bengal and Odisha. That's the game plan. That's why Mr. Amit Shah has concentrated so much on West Bengal and Odisha, and everybody's eyes are there to see how much the BJP gets to offset its losses elsewhere.
Okay. Okay, with that, my producer telling me we're completely out of time. So I'd like to thank each one of you for joining us here to decode phase 2 of elections. I know a lot more that had to be discussed, but this was the second phase. Tamil Nadu, of course, all of Tamil Nadu besides Vellore that went to polls. Half of Karnataka did. And of course, you had seats in Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and of course, Assam. With that, it's a wrap on this leg of India Development Debate. My thanks for watching.